What's up, you guys? It's Abby, and today I am finally filming my Q&A video. I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram or Twitter or my YouTube channel on any of my videos, and just ask me questions about my life or college or anything. And first of all, I just want to say thank you guys so much, because at first you guys didn't ask as many questions when I mentioned it in like 2 videos ago. And then like this past time when I mentioned it, you guys asked so many questions, and I just want to thank you guys for being like the best subscribers and being like so engaging and just like actually like asking questions and stuff. So I'm super excited to answer them, and I'm going to answer all of them to the best I can. So this is probably going to be a pretty long video, so just sit back, relax, and grab a cup of coffee or something, because this is going to be quite the long video. But I am going to answer every single question, at least as long as I make sure I see all of them. But before we get started, I just wanted to say, if you're new here, I would love it if you would subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. And give this video a thumbs up if you're like super excited for summer, because tomorrow is my last exam and then I finally get to go home, so I'm super excited about that. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started with the questions and answers. The first question is, are you in a sorority? If yes, which one? The answer is no, I am not in a sorority. I just didn't think it was financially reasonable for me, and yeah. The next question is, what is your major and what do you do for fun at college? My major is finance, and for fun, gosh, there's like kind of a lot to do. I love just like exploring Tuscaloosa and like going around. Like downtown is like my favorite. I love going to all the different like restaurants and coffee shops and stuff. Some nights I'll just like watch Netflix for fun, like if I'm like super tired from my day or something. But if not, then like I love going to like the group exercise classes. They are so much fun, especially if you go with a friend. The next question is, what has been the best part about college so far for you? If you watched my freshman advice and experience video, you would know that like I said I didn't have like the best freshman year ever or whatever, but I still did experience some awesome things. And the best thing about college so far for me has definitely been being able to like find myself and learn how to be confident in who I am, because it's something I kind of struggled with throughout high school. But like when you come to college, sometimes I think some people don't know how to be confident in who they are, but then some people figure out how to be confident in who they are, and I'm definitely someone who figured that out. And I think the best part has just been like learning how to live on your own and like live an independent lifestyle and on your own schedule and everything. I think that that's been really awesome. And then I have not met a ton of people like at all, but the people I have met have just been like absolutely outstanding. So that's also amazing. Then I don't know if this was meant for the Q&A, but they asked if I will be doing a makeup routine soon, and I do plan on doing like a get ready with me or whatever sometime, just because like I feel like everyone does it and I might as well do it. So yeah. The next question is it hard to have a social life at a big school when you are not in a sorority? This is an amazing question, because I think it's something that a lot of people don't really get to see, because most people are either in a sorority, and then the people who aren't in sororities, like they don't voice their opinion on this, or there really isn't an opinion out there. So I'm not gonna lie, and I said in my freshman year advice and experience video, in that video as well, that it is hard to meet people like if you're not in a sorority, because when you come to school and all these girls have already like met each other the week before, and like they kind of just like group together on campus, so like you know who's in a sorority and you know who isn't, and there is a little bit of a divide. But I think the best way, like at first it may seem hard to have a social life, but I just need to tell you guys, like if you go to a big school, it's gonna be hard to have a social life and like make friends in general at first, but you just need to be patient. Like do not just flock to the first group of people that comes to you, because it's a lot better to wait and find someone that you can actually get along with and that actually like is genuine and cares about you and stuff. So like I think it's a lot better to wait and really find those friends. And it's not hard to have a social life at all. It's more of just like figuring out who is going to be like your lifelong friends and who are just your friends because you just met them on the spot. The next question is, do you use iMovie or Final Cut Pro? And I do use iMovie. I plan on investing in Final Cut Pro like sometime in the future. It probably won't be soon at all, just because I'm fine with working with iMovie right now, but maybe like down the road, like I'll switch over to Final Cut Pro. I know I will eventually, but it's just like not really in my budget right now. And then they asked like what I use to edit my thumbnails, and I just use, I think it's called Canva. Canvas or Canva, one of those two, and it's really good because they have like YouTube like thumbnail layout. The next question is, how have your study habits changed for college and favorite parts of Tuscaloosa? I'll be at UA in the fall, so I love your channel. Thank you so much. And this is a really good question because I was like super studious and I studied so hard all the time. I would like study all night long until like 3 in the morning when I was in high school, just because I took a lot of AP and dual enrolled classes and I had to study a lot. But my study habits have changed in college to where I study like instead of just the night before and spending countless hours of studying on a test like I did in high school, I start studying almost like 5 to 7 days in advance and do like a little bit at a time. So I feel like I don't study a lot at all, but I really do. It's just broken up, and I think you like actually learn the material better that way, so I think it's better for me in general. Favorite parts of Tuscaloosa, I love the river. Like, it's not the prettiest river ever, but like just driving over the bridge, like when you're crossing the river, or just like being out by the river, it's really peaceful. Downtown is amazing. Like, there's so much character and so many cool like little like thrift stores and coffee shops and restaurants. And obviously I love like Bryant-Denny Stadium. Like, the energy in there is always unreal, so that's obviously a favorite. The next question is, hey, I am a senior in high school and I have the tough choice of choosing where to go. I've decided to do community college in California for 2 years and then transfer to USC, but many people make community college seem like a bad thing, and it really brings my self-motivation down. Any tips? This is an awesome question because I know that it can be really hard to like accept that you're going to be going to a community college instead of off to a big school right at first. But I just need to tell you that you need to not worry about other people's opinions, because they are not the ones living out your lifestyle and they don't know what's best for you. So just know that if what you're doing is what's best for you, then nobody else's opinions matter, and that it just matters that you're gonna get where you're going and that you're following your own plan. There's nothing wrong with going to like a community college or a state college. Like, there are plenty of successful people that come out of that. Like, literally, you don't have to go to a big university to be successful. There's so many people who didn't even go to college who are like extremely successful. But in terms of like getting down on yourself for going to a community college, just don't worry about it. Just know that you should be proud of yourself for even going to college and getting an education. And even if you do end up transferring, that's awesome. So that's your own journey, and that's not something to be judged by other people. Next question is, what kind of laptop do you have? And I have the MacBook Pro 13-inch Retina display, and I think it's like the second smallest storage option. I got it like two years ago and I absolutely love it. The next question is, how did you enjoy your year at college, and what's some advice you would give to incoming college freshmen on having a good social life on campus? So this kind of goes along with what I said earlier. My freshman year of college was definitely difficult and I had some hard times, but it was also amazing. Had some great times, had some rough times, but I elaborated on that in my freshman year experience video. But for incoming college freshmen on having a good social life, all I can say is just be yourself, and the people who really like you for who you are will be the ones who are attracted to hang out with you and just do things with you. And definitely on having a good social life, just don't like stay cooped up in your dorm all the time. Definitely like throw yourself out there, try and join some clubs. Like, you don't have to join every club on campus, and you don't even have to join like prestigious clubs, or you can, I mean, it doesn't even matter. But definitely just pursue what you love, and you will meet people with similar interests, and that will really help a lot. And that is probably my best tips for having a social life, just because you don't want to be like doing something you don't really like just to try and meet friends and then not really make that great of friends, if that makes sense. I got a couple of questions that asked what mascara I use, and I use like a combination of the IT Cosmetics Superhero lashes, I think that's what it's called, mascara, and then the L'Oreal Carbon Black Telescopic Mascara, and that combo is amazing. Next question is, I'm planning on attending UA for college. My question is, do you live in a dorm or a suite? And also, how did you make friends on campus? I live in like a suite style dorm. I said this in my dorm room tour video, but like my dorm, I live in one of the buildings where it's like all suite style dorms. So basically there's one giant room and it has 4 individual bedrooms in it. So I have my own bedroom, but I am in like a dorm building, if that makes sense. And then how did I make friends on campus? I definitely struggle with this a little bit. I always talk to the people I sit next to in my classes, and like we always become friends. Like, we don't really hang out outside of classes, but we always like have each other to talk to before and after classes. I made friends through like my roommate's friend. I also made friends by like joining like small group Bible studies, just finding people with similar interests and other clubs and everything. Like, that's a great way to find friends. The next question is, what is your favorite thing about Alabama? And there are a lot of things I love about Alabama. Some of them are like more like materialistic things, like as in like I love the campus. It's like the most beautiful campus in the world, I swear. And I love the football team because I've been an Alabama fan all my life. But my favorite like thing about Alabama outside of that is probably just like the faculty here, and like how they make you feel valued, and like how just like important you feel as a student. Because I know some schools like you don't really feel like important to like the teachers or anything, and you're just like a number in their class. But I really feel like in Alabama, like my teachers have made an effort to know me and everything, and I like appreciate that so much because I value that a lot. And I just like feel really important as a member of the campus, if that makes any sense. Is there a lot to do outside of the Alabama campus in Tuscaloosa? The answer is yes and no. There's not like a huge variety of things to do, but there's a lot to do. So that probably made no sense. I literally think that made absolutely no sense. But basically there's a ton of different like cute coffee shops to go to and study at. There's a lot of like good shopping. There's a ton of good restaurants. We have like lakes, rivers. Like you can drive an hour over to Birmingham, and Birmingham has great shopping and food and hiking and everything like that. So there is a lot to do. Next question is, how do you afford out-of-state tuition? And I afford it because I worked my butt off in high school. Like I literally just like died in high school. I got the presidential scholarship to Alabama, which is just like if you get a 32 on the ACT, then they give you full out-of-state tuition. So they cover all of your tuition all 4 years, which is amazing. And that's another reason like why I chose Alabama, because basically a lot of other colleges do not give that great of scholarships, and if they do, they don't really cover that much. And for me personally, I knew I was not going to be able to come to Alabama or any out-of-state school in general if I did not have a full tuition scholarship. So I had to work really, really hard in high school to get that scholarship. But if Alabama is like anywhere on your plate for where you're wanting to attend, I would definitely work towards getting like that ACT score and GPA just so you can get some of the scholarships, because they guarantee it if you get a 32. And then they also have like half scholarships if you get like a 30, and then like I think a 28 gets like a quarter of tuition paid. So like they really give really good scholarships. What advice do you have for high school seniors and our transition to college? This is an amazing question. Your transition to college is probably going to be really difficult. It's going to be your first year not being at home for a full year. You are going to get homesick, and change is going to be hard. But as far as just like making that shift, just really embrace the change. Don't be scared of it. Just embrace it with open arms and be ready for anything that life throws at you, because a lot of things will be thrown at you your freshman year. And in your transition, just always remember to be yourself, and don't forget who you are, and just do what makes you happy. Because I think a really important thing that helps whenever you're transitioning from having all your friends with you in high school to like not really having anyone with you in college is just to remember to stay true to you and embrace any new opportunity with open arms, so you can really just take full advantage of what is being thrown your way. I love this question so much because like it's just a thing, like everyone understands. How do you stay motivated when you get iffy test grades? This is like such a good question, just because I know in high school like I didn't make bad test grades like a lot. Like it was like pretty rare just because I studied so hard all the time, but like there were definitely times where I got like an F or a D on a test and I literally thought my world was ending. But basically I would remind myself like what was on the line, like my GPA is on the line, like class ranks on the line, like all of these things are on the line, and I'm just like, that grade is sitting in the back of my head, so it almost like motivates me to like come back and do better and prove myself wrong. In college, when I get really like iffy test grades, this didn't really happen until this semester when I took macroeconomics and I was getting like iffy test grades. And basically how I motivate myself is like one of my main goals in college is just like to maintain a 4.0. So I just like remind myself of that goal, and I'm like, this is what I'm striving for, this is what I need to keep, so I need to study and I need to just come back and do even better. And no, it doesn't always work. I actually like did worse on one test even after that, and like it happens. I mean, just remind yourself it's okay, like we're not perfect, but just use it as motivation to keep you going in the future. The next like set of questions, they asked 3 questions, and one of them was what are you majoring in, and I already answered that, and it's finance. Number 2, are you in any club / organization / sorority at Bama? I'm not in a sorority, and I'm like in the stand-up paddleboard club because my brother started that here, and I love going to that because I like love paddleboarding and everything, so that's really fun. And then like clubs and organizations, I feel like I'm like not really like in any. I plan on getting involved in a lot more next year, but I don't really, I feel like I like do more stuff like outside of Alabama, like going to church and everything. Like I'm involved in that, and I kind of want to get involved in like the small groups with that and stuff. And my favorite makeup product, I literally don't know. I don't know if you mean like concealer or like powder, or if you mean like a specific one, but if it's a specific one, I would probably just say like mascara because it makes a world of a difference. Yeah, and the next question is move-in day tips and high school graduation day tips. I have 34 days until graduation, and I'm super scared and nervous. All I can say is don't be scared and nervous. I know it's like a huge like step in life because you're completing like literally all of your secondary education, which is crazy. For move-in day tips, if you come to Alabama, I don't know how it is at other schools, but like our move-in was literally a breeze, except for the fact that it was pouring down rain and it was really hot and humid. That really sucked. But we literally like pulled up in the circle out front of my dorm after we got a number written on our car, and they helped you unload your car into these big like ginormous boxes that are on wheels. And it only took 2 boxes to get all my stuff in, but they literally wheeled them like inside of my dorm room, like not right here, but like inside of like my suite room. They rolled it in and like literally just like dropped everything off, and I like hardly had to do anything besides like unloading all my stuff personally. But definitely bring water with you because you're gonna get really, really thirsty, so remember that. Another tip for move-in day would just to be like, get everything unpacked if you can, like the day you come, just because like it'll be like so much easier and like an easier transition if you can just like get it all done in one day, instead of having that in the back of your mind that you have to like unpack all this stuff. And most people are really excited anyways to unpack and everything, so that usually gets done. And then high school graduation day tips, bring like a fan if you can, like a little mini fan. I don't know if it's hot where you live, but when I graduated it was like really warm, so bring a little fan. Definitely eat before you go because it's long if you have a big graduating class, and definitely bring water as well. And then don't be scared to like walk the stage or anything, because like everyone's doing it, and I like actually messed up like grabbing my diploma. Like we were supposed to grab it a certain way, and like I messed up, and like it was like really obvious. And yeah, it happens, it's okay. Like everything's gonna go by so fast, and like it's gonna be done in like the blink of an eye, and you're gonna be like in this like daze like while it's going on, because it's gonna be so like surreal. Okay, so the very last question, it's from my Instagram, and the first one is, if I am super uncool, meaning I go to bed at 9, never been to a party, never drink, never had a serious boyfriend, barely ever hang out with people after school, have like 2 friends while I still have fun in college. I know what you mean, like by being like more introverted and not exactly outgoing. You can totally still have fun in college. Like I wouldn't stay so reserved to yourself to where you're not even making an effort to go out and meet people, because I went through a little bit of a phase of that in the beginning of the year because I wasn't confident in just going out and like trying to meet new friends. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to like go out and throw yourself out there to make new friends. If going to parties and like going to bed late, staying out all night and drinking and all that isn't for you, then like it's not for you. You don't have to conform to what everyone else is doing, so just do your own thing. You can definitely like meet people in your classes and stuff, but I think that it will take a little bit more time for introverted people to make the friends. That's how I was. It took me longer to make friends in college. It definitely does happen. You just have to be patient, and you still will have fun in college. I think it's all about you putting an effort into creating a good social life and lifestyle for yourself that fits your desires and values and all that, instead of just like following what everyone else is doing. There's different ways of having fun. Like having fun does not only mean like going out and partying and drinking and everything. Like having fun can mean just having like a movie night with some of your roommates or something. Like there are ways to have fun. I think it's just you have to be willing to explore those ways and find them out with the people who like matter to you the most. And then the second question is, well, colleges without Greek life still have parties, and this is like, yes, so just because Greek life was not like the only organization that has parties. I mean, other organizations will, but like you don't even have to be in an organization to have parties. Like people will literally just have parties inside their room. It's unavoidable in the sense that they are everywhere on every college you will go to, but it's not unavoidable in the sense that you can't get out of that environment, because if it's not your environment, it's not where you want to be, like you can easily just like not go to the parties and they aren't around you. And then the third question is, how do I avoid being labeled as the typical freshman? A lot of people say to like learn the campus like before you go there, just so you don't get lost. But I did have times when I got lost on my campus, not gonna lie. I ended up having to walk for like an hour because I ended up so out of the way. But like I know my school has like an Alabama app, and then they have a maps on it, and you can just like figure out where to get places by just pulling that map out on your phone, and then like using the little GPS on. Also, with being labeled as a typical freshman, everyone pretty much knows you're gonna be like a freshman just because like it's a thing, but it's almost like being a freshman in high school is so much more different than being a freshman in college. Like I feel like I don't really feel looked down upon as a freshman here at college. Like I know in high school everyone's like, oh, like freshman, fresh meat, whatever, and it's like really weird and dumb. But I mean, in high school, freshmen are like super immature, I feel like, but you don't really know it until you like look back and you're like, wow, I was really immature. And then the seniors can really tell. But then like in college, I feel like freshmen and seniors are a lot more closer to the same maturity level, so it's kind of like everyone knows you're a freshman, but it's not a big deal. But I know like being a typical freshman, if you wear like any of like the freshman like shirts, I know like people always say like, oh, if you wear the freshman shirt, like you're just asking to get like laughed at or whatever, which is like your orientation shirt or any like freshman club shirts. But like literally who cares? Wear what you want, like it doesn't matter, don't worry about it. Okay, so that was all the questions, and once again I just want to say thank you guys so much for asking so many, because I love sitting down and just like answering the questions and talking to you guys. It makes me feel like super close to y'all and everything. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys ever have any questions, you're more than free to just email me or just comment down below. Like I will be answering questions like pretty much whenever. I try to respond to like almost all the comments as much as I can, so if you ever do have questions, feel free to ask them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.